If you have a goal and you just can't manage to work on it, you procrastinate a lot, and because of that you don't make a lot of progress towards it, then this video is for you. Because in the last 3 years I have managed to go and do the work each time that I needed to. I have been insanely consistent, and because of that I have made a lot of progress. Now I'm saying it just so you know that I can help you, because in this video I will tell you exactly how you cure procrastination, and then I will give you 2 ways to increase the desire to do the work. And here is why the desire to do the work is so important, because for almost all goals there is friction for achieving them. For each person this friction is different because of capability and genetics and the mind itself. But what determines that friction? It's basically pain. And that's the thing. Procrastination stops when our desire exceeds the pain, and that's why desire is so important, and that's a thing that most people underestimate. There has been like the rise in that movement of discipline, of working extremely hard towards our goals, and just going when there is no motivation. Now that's what I forgot to tell you. I like that movement, I fully support it, but the thing about it is that they don't talk about the first initial desire to achieve that goal. Because if you don't have it, if you don't want to achieve that goal, the outcomes of it, more than you want to get that pain, you will just not start, you will not use discipline, and you will fail. Because discipline is sacrificing the lower desires, the desires for instant pleasure, for comfort, for the higher desires. And here is where the motivation, the desire get into the equation. You have to want the higher desire enough. Now here is the thing, our desires are in relation to us, which means that if we have a need that is being fulfilled by one thing, let's say sexual intimacy, we want to get laid, and we fulfill this desire through dating apps, right? We get laid in dating apps. But another person wants to get laid and he doesn't get laid at all, and he thinks that by getting in shape he will start to get laid, and that he thinks that that's the way to get laid. He will go and train and get in shape, while the other guy, the first guy, will not, because this desire is fulfilled for him through that. Now I'm assuming that they have no other desires in this case. Now here's where bad habits gets into the equation. That's why I don't do them, and that's why I think that most people overdo them and should do them less, because they fulfill desires, and they fulfill our core desire for progression. Like a lot of video games and anime series, so let's say in anime, when we see Luffy get the fucking 5th form, we see the progression of the characters, and we put ourselves in their shoes, we feel a progression in ourselves through them, and we fulfill the desire through that. And because of that, most people who watch anime, when I've watched all of those series like Bleach, Black Clover, whatever, right? I can draw a bunch of names. That's why I was so fat and depressed. That's why I had no desire to put in the work in real life, because those desires were already fulfilled. Even though I wanted to get better to some extent, I had this desire in me, I fulfilled it through those things. And then when I started to work in real life, I went through that transition period in which I realized why I wasn't motivated, why I couldn't read for say, because I fulfilled my desire for character development through anime and video games. I got better at them, I watched more of them, and I got worse in real life. And most people, they overindulge in those things, and they distract themselves from real life, and that's why I was so incapable in real life. Now I wasn't dumb, I wasn't like weak, but my desire was directed in the wrong directions, and because of that I didn't direct it in the right directions. And that's what you need to realize. We all have desires, we all want more of our lives. All men want progression, all men want to get laid, but the difference between those who succeed and those who doesn't is how they fulfill those desires. And that's probably why you can't stop procrastinating. This is a massive reason for that. It's because of distractions. You distract yourself from the work, and you fulfill the needs that are being fulfilled by it through other means that appreciate your time. And that's the first way to increase your desire to do hard work. It is to stop fulfilling the needs this goal fulfills by the means that are not that goal. And you need to choose which needs you want to fulfill through other means and which needs you want to fulfill through that goal, so you will go and do it. Now, I'm not saying that you should quit all bad habits. I quit them, but you don't have to. You can moderate them to an extent in which you can do both. It's possible. It's hard, it sucks. You need to use a lot of self-control for that, because addictive things are addictive by nature, and work is not addictive by nature. And then find those desires and fulfill them through the goal, basically. Perceive your goal to fulfill them. And then the second way, to perceive any self-development related goal into bettering your ecosystem, because by you developing, you become more capable, and by you becoming more capable and directing it, this acts. So there is this quote by Abraham Lincoln, I think: if you were to give me an axe and would tell me to chop a tree, I would spend the first few hours sharpening it. And that's what you need to do to better your ecosystem, by extension, to sharpen your axe, to become better. And by doing so, you will become more capable at helping those around you, bettering them too. And that's how you need to perceive those self-development goals. And that's one desire that almost any self-development related goal can fulfill, and you need to perceive them to fulfill them in that endeavor. And that's it. If you enjoyed this video, you can like and subscribe. If you didn't enjoy this video, then great. I wasted your time.